Hey everyone, my name is Karthikeyan N, and I'm a technical and non-technical team member of GDSC. And today here with me is Nandita Ravishankar, and she's a technical team member of GDSC. So today we are here, and we're going to be starting to the series Introduction to Data Science. So firstly, thank you all for joining in, and thank you for your patience. And so, starting with introduction to data science. So, what is this series all about? So, in the first session of introduction to data science, what we're going to be discussing is what is data science and how is it different from ML, DL, and AI, and what is the skill in demand, and what are some popular applications of data science, and what are the popular tools used for data science. So we're going to start, and we're going to start with what is data science. So, what is data science in the first place? We all know that data science, the word itself sounds really advanced, but let's split the word into two first. So, when we split the word into two, it's data and science. So, when we take data, what is data? Data is nothing but it's just an information which doesn't make sense unless there's a person to align everything and to make it make sense. So a data is just a raw form of information that we don't have. So that we have. I'm sorry. So data science it combines multiple fields. It includes statistic. It includes artificial intelligence. It includes data analysis, and we take all this and we use all this to extract value from the data. So we use all these fields to extract the value from the data. So in simple words, data science is nothing but the process in which we make raw data into a structured information. And the main goal of data science is to gain insights and knowledge from the data. So we have a data, but it wouldn't we can't do anything with the data unless we know how the data works and what the data is all about. So next is analyzing. So in data science, we're going to analyze the data. So when we analyze the given data and we structure it in the way that we need it, that's when we can solve a problem, right? That's when we can use the data into in multiple fields in multiple places. Because unless a data is structured and unless a data makes sense, we can't be using it anywhere else. Then comes manipulating the data. So manipulating data is one of the most important steps. So when we are so manipulating data is nothing but when we use the data in a required way. So we have a simple data and we've analyzed it and we have a required data, but how are we going to use it is what is going to make sense at the end of the day, because the way we use a given data or the given information is what we're going to be seeing as an output. So this is the general idea of what data science is. It's a simple way of converting raw data into a structured information. And where is data science used nowadays? Well, we can see data science being used in many places actually, like in our internet searchings, in our internet searches, in gaming, in augmented reality, in many places actually. So anything which relates data being manipulated is what we call data science. So moving on, how is data science different from ML, DL, and AI? So basically, we know that ML is machine learning, DL is deep learning, and AI is artificial intelligence. So we all know that all these names, we've heard all these names before in our lives, and we've always come across these big names, and we think that they're all highly complicated words, and we seem to skip them a lot. So here we're going to find the difference between all these and data science. So starting with artificial intelligence. So what is artificial intelligence? So AI is the implementation of predictive model to forecast future events, which I would say is we use AI uh, to predict future events or to predict an output. That's what we use artificial intelligence for. Whereas data science is handling the data. So where we handle the data, that is what is data science. Whereas using the data to acquire something is called artificial intelligence. So and data science does not involve a high degree of scientific processing as compared to AI, because data science is just handling the data, whereas artificial intelligence needs much more than just the data that we've acquired. And what are the tools, coming to tools, what are the tools that we use for artificial intelligence? The tools that we use for artificial intelligence are scikit-learn, PyTorch, and TensorFlow, and there are many more, but these three are the main three that are being used in the industry right now. And applications of artificial intelligence. Where are artificial intelligence being used? So artificial intelligence or AI is being used in many places, like for example, our voice assistant or our voice assistants. That's Google Assistant for our Google for our Android phones, and Siri for Apple phones. And it's also being used in personalized shopping, where we get our suggestions. And it's also for personalized learning, where we get other suggestions, like when we go to Coursera, it takes our previous data and gives us an output saying you've chose the few courses and you're getting these courses regarding that. So that's what are the applications of artificial intelligence. So when we move on, what is machine learning? So we know that machine learning is also a big word, and we always come across these words a lot. So what is ML? So machine learning is nothing but it's a method of data analysis. So like it's a branch of artificial intelligence, and it's based on the idea that systems can learn from data. So machine learning, as the word itself says, machine learning, like the process of the machine trying to learn something from the previous data is called machine learning. As you can see, this is machine learning, and data science is nothing but the manipulation or the analysis of data. And what are the tools being used in machine learning? So the tools, again, with machine learning are pretty similar to the ones with artificial intelligence, which is scikit-learn, TensorFlow, PyTorch, and also Google Cloud AutoML, which is nothing but a Google-based ML learning platform. So what are the applications, or where is machine learning being used? So machine learning is being used in many places. So to start with, they're being used in self-driving cars, in virtual personal assistants, which is again our Google Assistant or Siri, and it's also being used in many in Google Translate. So it's being used in many places where it considers our previous data and gives us better understanding of a better experience in the future. So moving on, we have deep learning. So what is deep learning? So this is also a word that we've come across many times. So deep learning it's a type of machine learning and artificial intelligence that imitates the way human gain certain types of knowledge. So like deep learning is, I would like to say that deep learning is it's pretty similar to machine learning, but deep learning we pretty much train a model to enact as a human brain. So we give the model like piles of data for it to analyze or go through it and predict the next outcome. So which is pretty similar to what machine learning does: consider the previous data and give us better experience in the future. So what is tools? So what are tools of deep learning? So tools of deep learning are Microsoft Cognitive Toolkit, TensorFlow, and PyTorch again. And what are the applications of deep learning? Where are deep learning being used? So deep learning can be used in self-driving cars again, and in entertainment, in visual recognition, in uh, fraud detection, in many places where we require it to access the previous data and gain knowledge from it. So moving on. So why is this skill in demand? So that's I think Nandita will be taking over this part.
Thank you, Karthikeyan. Okay, coming to why is the skill in demand? So now that we have learned about what data science is and how it is different from AI, ML, DL, now let us try to understand why the skill is in demand. We talked about data science. So, and when we hear about data science, the three major roles that come to our mind is data scientist, data engineer, and data analyst. So, starting with data scientist, what are they? So, data scientists are basically a new breed of analytical data experts who examines which question needs answering and where to find all the related data regarding it. So, they need to have business and analytical skills as well as the ability to mine clean, and present the data in a proper way. So business uses data scientists to source, manage, and analyze large amount of unstructured data. So many data scientists are familiar with programming languages such as SQL, R, and Python, as well as statistic analysis, data visualization, machine learning techniques, data cleaning, research, data warehouse, and structures. So it's important that you guys have a clear understanding in maths, programming, and statistics. To data engineer, data engineers build and maintain data pipelines, warehousing big data in such a way that it makes it accessible later on. This infrastructure is necessary for every other aspect of data science. The data engineer develops, constructs, maintains, and tests architecture, including databases and large scale processing systems. The data set process the data engineers build and then uses in modeling, mining, and verification. In order to perform these, you must have a clear understanding in big data, programming, and statistics, and the technical skills mainly include SQL, Python, and R. Coming to data analyst. A data analyst is basically a person whose job is to gather and interpret data in order to solve a specific problem. The role includes plenty of time spent with data, but entitles communication finding too. So, having good communication skills and business knowledge is a must for data analyst. So, again, for technical knowledge, you must know SQL, Python, and R. So, moving on to the popular applications of data science. So, we'll be starting with security. So, hackers are using more and more sophisticated techniques, including artificial intelligence, to perform cyber attacks these days. Unfortunately, not only the good guys can leverage machine learning and data science to their advantage. Hackers can use the same strategies to automate processes for finding the business and agencies to their attacks and locating weak points within different networks and developing new criminal techniques. To keep our defense competitive, we must likewise take advantage of more advanced tactics that continue to learn and improve. Now, big data grows and changes at an increasing rapid pace. It may seem at first that abundance of data out there related to cyber attacks would be beneficial to building cyber security systems. The rate at which both data and all they multiply and transform makes it extraordinarily difficult for an average cybersecurity tool to keep a track of what is happening. So machine learning and data science can help us shift through this data, keep an idea of how it's working, and efficiently work. In today's cybersecurity landscape, the how of an attack is just important as what. Traditionally, antivirus scanners have focused solely on discovering what the threats to cybersecurity is and then eliminating the threats from the network. With modern applied data science, there is an additional focus placed on the factors leading up to an attack, as well as an actual characteristics of what the attack is. Moving on to sports, uh, a place where we can use data science in sports is for predictive analysis. Starting off with player analysis, we can improve each player's game on the pitch and his fitness level by analyzing his training pattern, diet chart, and derive all the insights from our analysis. Second, team analysis. Using the team stats, we can build state-of-art machine learning models like deep learning, neural networks, SVM, etc., to keep the team management to the figure-winning combinations with their probabilities. Thirdly, fans management. With the social handle data, we can find patterns and focus on clustering, grouping using cluster algorithms within the fan base and run campaigns on the targeted groups. Knowing factors which attract the fans most, team management can focus on improving that aspect. Finally, coming to finance, it's basically used for risk analytics. Every company has some risk while doing business, and it becomes essential to analyze the risk before taking any decision. Analyzing the threats have become crucial for large companies for their strategic decision making. Karthikeyan will take from here.
Yeah, thank you, Nandita. So, as we know, what is the main thing required to understand something? That's practice, right? So where can we practice, or what are the tools required to practice data science? So the first tool that we're going to be discussing about is the first thing that we're going to be discussing is about NumPy. So NumPy is nothing but it provides a multi-dimensional array object. So it basically helps us view the problem in 3D, or it gives us various derived objects and an assortment of routines for fast operations. So NumPy just helps us get the job done quicker, and it gives us a multi-dimensional array object. So next comes Matplotlib. Matplotlib. Sorry. So Matplotlib is basically used only for visualizations, which is for our graph, and which helps us look at all the stats that are being given by the data. And next is Pandas, which helps us, which comes handy when working with tabular data, basically. So anything that is being stored in a spreadsheet or database, I think Panda is the right tool for us. And Panda will also help you explore, clean, and process your data at the same time. So moving on, next we have the main tools that we're going to be using in data science. So the main tools that are being used in data science, starting with Jupyter. So the Jupyter Notebook app, it's a client server application. It allows the editing and running notebook documents via a web browser. So the Jupyter Notebook app can also be executed in a local desktop requiring no internet access. So Jupyter can be run without internet. And moving on, we have SAS, which is SAS, and it's one of the data science tools which are specifically designed for statistical operations. So SAS is a very well-known tool which people use for data science. And next we have Collab. So Collab allows anybody to like write and execute arbitrary Python code through the browser itself. So you don't have to download the application to run it. And it's especially well known for machine learning, data analysis, data science, and many more. So more technically, I think Collab is hosted. It's hosted by Jupyter Notebook Service. So you don't require a new setup to use it. And also, it is available free of charge, and it is also a well-known tool in the industry right now. I think that's all the time we have.
Thank you so much, everyone.